Today on Broward Teen News, we're at West Broward High School seeing how students are enjoying the new year.
Stay tuned to see how a chorus club uses their diversity to amplify their voice.
How a local coffee shop is bringing a personal flavor to their product.
How an elementary school teaches its students to value and respect veterans.
And much more. Hello and welcome to Broward Teen News, West Broward High Edition. I'm Louis Ackermans.
And I'm Amanda Martinez. Today we're going to get an inside look on how students affect the community around them.
Like our first story, which features a group of students who are constantly working to create beautiful art and succeed in competition.
The Chorus Club at West Broward High is just one of the many clubs that makes the school a place where students can express themselves through any medium. Maria McCormick has the story.
Strength is found not in uniformity, but in diversity. West Broward's choir club has definitely shown this statement to be true, with diversity amongst the club being the backbone to the variety of their performances.
Okay, I'm Javier Diaz. I'm the director of course studies and keyboard and guitar at West Broward High School. So I teach vocal technique, music theory, and then I teach in repertoire, the pieces that they can actually play or sing in the classes.
This array of different cultures, personalities, and opinions intermingling as one creates an eclectic group of individuals who don't hold back from exploring their options.
I always wanted to be a singer at first, but I really didn't know what I wanted to do as a singer, because as a singer, of course, you need to have technique. And I thought maybe talent would just get you anywhere, but you have to have technique and you have to have a strong foundation. And through chorus, that helped me realize that. And I'm able to perfect my craft and be better.
Well, I think to be in chorus, you need to actually love music. You can't just be in it because you want to do the club. You need to have a passion for it. And sometimes you need to learn how to sing, obviously, but when you receive the material, the music will just come to you, which is actually quite cool.
I was new to the school last year, so I just joined last year for this choir, but I did choir at my school before. This choir is a lot more fun and it's a lot more of a family atmosphere. Some other ones I did, it was, just do the music, then we're done, don't talk to anyone, but this one's really cool and Mr. Diaz is a really positive teacher.
Music is an incredible opportunity for them to get inspired, to play sometimes pieces that they don't know. Their music comes from different backgrounds. It's a diversity of countries, diversity of composers, diversity of genres of music that give them the opportunity to know the world without being in different places. They can play music from Germany and they haven't been there. They can play music from South America, they haven't been there. And they can study a little bit about these cultures and how the music affects those cultures too. And you can tell, that diversity definitely gives us a nice, rich color of sound. Because when you have different accents and people have musical backgrounds from other countries, they give us a special musical flavor, right? Let's call it that way, that allow us to try different music, different styles, and we really enjoy that.
West Broward's choir club found their strong identity not by ignoring differences, but embracing the ones they had right in front of them. This has been Maria McCormick reporting for Student Television Network.
As we approach winter, Floridians, much like the rest of the nation, like to dress warm, turn up the heat, and most importantly, drink hot drinks.
Roasting Buddies brings South Florida an excellent source of artisan coffee that the whole family can enjoy. Alana Blissett has the details on the newest cafe to hit Pembroke Pines.
Filled with cozy ambiance, delicious treats, and friendly service, Roasting Buddies is serving up more than just coffee. Celebrating their 8th month of business, the establishment is promoting freshness and friendship.
Okay, our project here is to have in each neighborhood the best coffee in that neighborhood.
Baristas work their hardest to make sure that their diverse options of coffee from many countries are made authentically.
What makes me come back is just the fact that the employees make you feel like home. They're very kind, and it's just a very different atmosphere from other coffee shops.
I love drink coffee, so I start looking for places that make good coffee, and I understand that here in South Florida nobody makes, up to now, a good coffee, that take care about the coffee, that take care about the family that pick up by hands the beans in Colombia, in Ethiopia, in Peru, a lot of countries, because we roast coffee for different countries.
Baristas work their hardest to make sure that their diverse options of coffee from many countries are made authentically.
Okay, we don't compete for that coffee shops because we don't have the same thing. The coffee shops that usually are here in South Florida, they sell commercialty beans. They are commercialty coffees. Here we roast specialty coffee. That means that the coffee grows in small farms, small quantities, so that's a unique beans for have a good cup of coffee.
While still a relatively new business, the Roasting Buddies franchise is sure to please any customer that walks in. Whether you're just passing by or have a latte on your mind, be sure to make the visit to the store a part of your daily grind. This has been Alana Blissett for Bobcat Broadcast.
One more traditional artistic venue in South Florida is Studio 18.
While being a place for visitors to look at amazing sculptures and paintings, it is also home to painters and sculptors that express their heritage, beliefs, and experiences through their art. Martin Bontes has the story.
Here at Studio 18 in the Pines, local artists have come together to add a stroke of creativity to the city and express themselves in their truest forms.
Okay, I have been an artist pretty much all my life, but a working artist for 16 years. Studio 18 opened about 6 years ago. It was if you know anything about Studio 18, it's owned by the city of Pembroke Pines, and it's 18 studios, so they're working studios and classrooms in a gallery space. And when they were going to open it up, they renovated this building. It used to be a laundry room for the state hospital. Anyway, I was really excited to find a really beautiful place to be able to work myself.
Artists at the studio use the peaceful environment to express their emotions and experiences through their art.
So I painted when I was young, many years ago, and then I joined the military, and I really didn't have the opportunity to paint. So coming back here about a year ago, I got refreshed in all the basic skills, and I learned a lot of new things as well on how to apply paint and use canvases and lighting and things like that. In addition to having a place to come and paint, I also get to hang out with all the people here in this class and the interaction with all the folks, and it's really enjoyable because we all have something in common. We like sharing the same thing. And then we're really loose in here, so we talk about our weeks and how they went, and so that's probably just as much fun as the painting.
I started painting 6 months ago. Sometimes I put my history like that. That is my daughter. So sometimes I put what I feel is this.
It's clear that Studio 18 offers a creative outlet for local artists to let their true colors show. This has been Martin Bontes for Bobcat Broadcast.
Veterans put everything on the line for our country, and communities all across America have developed different ways of showing that they value the work of our armed forces.
Chapel Trail Elementary holds an event every year where all of their students and staff get together to learn about our country and celebrate the dedication and selflessness of veterans with their families. Sabrina Howell has the story.
Colors! Hope!
Home of the free because of the brave. Originating in the early 1900s in America, the 11th of November has become a national day of remembrance for former and fallen American soldiers. In Chapel Trail Elementary, students and teachers gather around outside for a special event.
Yes, today we celebrate Veterans Day. It's a tradition I started when I came to Chapel Trail as principal 7 years ago, and it's a tradition that's really very close to my heart. And it's a pleasure to be able to bring it here and do this every year for our veterans.
The celebration of veterans involved a patriotic parade and a table to commemorate fallen soldiers.
Here at Chapel Trail we have a large military, a base of military families. And what I want to do is to teach the students how important the military is to the freedom of this country. So we teach them about all different things about the United States of America, and we culminated with this activity. And we have a parade for the military personnel. And we also have poetries and songs and things that the children prepare to show that they have learned what it's their responsibility is to be a citizen of this great country. And it's just a very wonderful, feel-good activity. We have dignitaries. We have usually a representative from the city of Pembroke Pines. The school board members come out, and so it's very exciting. And we have a big surprise for the second year. We're having a Coast Guard helicopter land close by, and the children will get to see that. So it's very exciting.
So I have two daughters, one in 4th grade, one in 2nd grade here at Chapel Trail. So they asked me to come out and be part of the ceremony, which is a great tribute to the veterans. In my opinion, this is not done enough, but it was an opportunity for me to come out and show my support to the school and the kids, to extend my appreciation for their recognition of the veterans, not only here in South Florida, but across the nation.
Veterans Day helped me feel compassion about the veterans, and they work really hard to keep our country safe.
Chapel Trail Elementary has provided a new way for young minds to learn and show respect to those who serve and protect the nation. This has been Samantha Blanchard reporting for Bobcat Broadcast.
Among all the activities for residents of South Florida, arcades are becoming a new favorite.
The Silver Ball Museum provides dozens of games, old and new, and has managed to attract all sorts of people to make for an overall fantastic gaming experience. Amanda Acosta has the story.
See Florida as a major gaming spot, the growing number of arcades being built says differently. The Silver Ball Museum provides dozens of games, venturing from modern to vintage. Having been established in 2016, the establishment has brought people from all over to play and have fun.
It is a museum. We do have all the games are set up where they have the history on the games. So we have a lot of schools that come in and they bring the kids in for a couple hours to play for a nice event for them. We do a lot of corporate events. But yeah, it's fun for everybody. Everybody between 4 and 80 years old. So it's a great attraction for kids of all ages.
These games are all vintage. You never see these games anywhere. Only in private houses. Here they are in a commercial establishment. So my passion has always lied in fixing the games, collecting the games first off, because the games I collect, they have strong sentimental values of my youth. I connect, every time I look at the games I have in my house, I connect with a time that has long passed. I'm 45 years old. I lived a time which was every block had an arcade. 80s game. This is like 1980s, the late 70s. It was just a fabulous time. So that you would see establishments like this. Every town had like 3 or 4 establishments like this. Now there's nothing. Sadly, there's nothing.
With a mix of new and classic arcade games, the museum attracts customers from all ages with its nostalgic flair.
Well, it's very unique. It's only one of 2 places like it in the country. And this building needed something in it, and they did a great job.
Well, realistically, it's a pull because grandma and grandpa, sometimes are watching the kids during the day, and they'll bring them in, and the kids they love the games. I mean, everybody loves games, and everybody likes competition. They can play against somebody else.
It's the best place ever.
After harboring classic video games for every generation to enjoy, the Silver Ball Museum has brought virtual icons and old-fashioned fun back to life. This has been Amanda Acosta reporting.
Now that we've seen some of what West Broward has to offer, it's time for a commercial break.
When we get back, we'll speak more about everything going on in Pembroke Pines.
We'll be right back.
Happy birthday. Let's get your teeth brushed. Don't draw on the wall.
Welcome back.
The Fall Arts and Crafts Food Drive is celebrating their 5th annual presentation of local individuality.
In the span of 2 days, the Focal Point Community Center is showcasing many popular artists for all to see, as well as raising supplies for those in need. Grace Marco has more information.
At the Fall Arts and Crafts Show, local artists not only get to show off their creativity within their work, but some also get to give back to their community by helping fund the Southwest Focal Point Community Center's annual Thanksgiving food drive. Many different artists, along with their art pieces, come together at this festival to showcase their abstract creations and hopefully sell it to those who may share a similar artistic interest.
I try to express myself through this because I can be the boss with it, I can manipulate it, and I try to do shapes. I think I express myself. I've always felt like giving back. I've always felt that I got more out of life than I gave. So I wanted to give something back.
I donate the pieces to the empty bowls, knowing that they give back to the community. When you're molding with clay, you put yourself into it and your body, and once you lose yourself into it, it becomes what it wants to.
Amongst the plethora of other artists, Leroy and his group of diverse students come together as one and stand out as a whole to help their community.
Well, people in the community obviously are running the food drive, so I feel like they're doing a huge part, and if I can even volunteer just do this little itsy bitsy part, I'm still giving back to my community, and I feel like that's really important to do.
With the start of the season of giving, this event was a prime example of artists displaying and using their work to benefit a greater cause. This has been Grace Marco for Bobcat Broadcast.
Oftentimes in sports, teams are sanctioned by gender, but in some cases there's no equivalent activity for women to participate in, like high school football.
By kicking her way through, Renee Bronson has broken the glass ceiling and created a league of her own on the varsity football team at West Broward. Robert Figueroa has the story.
When you're building your fantasy football team, the first thing that comes to mind isn't a 5'6" blonde skinny girl. Renee Bronson is breaking all the rules.
Being the only girl on the team, it's different, definitely. When I first started, it was weird because I didn't have girls to give an extra hair tie, or if I forgot something I needed for practice, I couldn't really ask any of them because they were way too big or, just didn't have it. So it was kind of hard at first. It was different, but as I've gone along with it, it's kind of been fun. There's not as much drama on the team, which is what I like, but sometimes they don't understand things that go on with me or with my life. So.
Because football is predominantly a male sport, Renee was a victim of constant judgment and rejection from both players and coaches throughout her first season.
I was teased a little bit by some of the seniors when I first joined. They thought I couldn't do it. They thought that it was kind of a joke for me to even try. They really just didn't believe in me, and one of the coaches thought that I shouldn't do it. He doesn't coach anymore, but he was still a good coach, and it kind of hurt knowing that.
At first, Bronson faced many challenges on the team regarding her gender, but as her talent has progressed, the team has grown to accept her.
The coaches treat me equally. They yell at me the same. They have me do the same punishments as all the other guys. If something happens in the boys' locker room, which I can't go in, I still get in trouble for it. I still have to do bear crawls, still have to do rolls. They do good with keeping everybody equal. Sometimes they are a bit nicer, but not often.
After overcoming adversity, Renee has a message for anyone who is faced with rejection to stand up for their dream.
The message I want to send out to other girls is just do whatever you want. You can do it. If they say you can't, prove them wrong. Don't do it to prove them wrong, but do it because you want to. If you haven't proved them wrong in the process, that's just great.
Through hard work and perseverance, Renee Bronson is taking a stand and leveling the playing field for not only young girls, but for anyone who has a dream. This has been Robert Figueroa reporting.
Nadei Garmendia emphasizes the need for communities to examine themselves and acknowledge their problems and fix them through her artwork.
And while her pieces look great on gallery walls, they also inspire change in the world around her. Daisy DeLeon has the story.
Research and reading and comparing notes.
Artist and social activist Nadei Garmendia focuses her artwork primarily on raising awareness on the need for acceptance where it counts the most, in the differences of others and the strength we create when we all come together.
The work that I'm doing now is a little more challenging as far as people's reception, and it's actually what I'm interested in the conversation, is showing people something that they may not be willing to confront something maybe they don't want to think about. But I think art can do that if you want it to. And that's what I'm focused on, trying to raise awareness, to have a conversation through art about what is happening.
Utilizing her artwork as an outlet for social activism, Garmendia inspires others to speak out.
Through making art and being around artists and in institutions that value art, you learn how to be more tolerant of different opinions, of different ways of looking at things, different experiences. So I think that's been one of the biggest lessons for me and important. And also, I think today in the United States, through art, you're able to express yourself freely, I feel. There's other realms where you really can't say what you think.
Art allows many alike to express their differences in a way that allows others to embrace them for their strength.
We are all different individuals, but we have commonality. So while some of us are tall, some are not tall, some are from different countries, we bring different, especially in a city like Miami, we have a lot of different experiences, but we also share things. So when I talk about being an immigrant, well, I share that with a lot of other people. When I talk about maybe complexion, about English not being my first language. So diversity, I think, makes us richer.
Recently, many artists have taken refuge in the streets of Miami, expressing their individuality and creative diversity through their artwork to make for a stronger society. This has been Daisy DeLeon reporting.
Another liberation that is spreading throughout South Florida would be the growing percentage of people switching their diet to vegetarianism.
Not only does this lifestyle bring placidity to those with ethical concerns about meat, it also provides health benefits. Isabel McCann has more on the topic that will inspire others to miss a steak rather than make a mistake.
Nothing will benefit human health and increase chances for survival of life on Earth as much as the evolution to a vegetarian diet. This quote is attributed to Albert Einstein, a late-in-life vegetarian. He, like many others, admired vegetarianism, yet did not adopt it earlier. Despite proven health and environmental benefits of not eating meat, it can often seem impossible to say no to Super Bowl wings or Thanksgiving turkey. However, when looking at a system as complex as a body or an environment, it doesn't have to be all or nothing to make a big difference. A vegetarian diet leads to many health benefits as a result of less animal fat combined with more fruits and vegetables. Meat production also takes a serious toll on the environment, creating greenhouse gases that cause global warming. We all do a lot of things that aren't good for us and often ignore the evidence that doesn't agree with how we'd like to live our lives. So if never eating meat is a solution you're not willing to consider, then at least think about cutting back. Because if you care at all about your own life or the future of our world, then eating less meat is a logical choice. This has been Isabel McCann reporting for Bobcat Broadcast.
Well, that wraps it up here from West Broward High School. I'm Louis Ackermans.
And I'm Amanda Martinez. If you want to see stories like these and more, make sure you like our Broward Teen News Facebook page.
See you next time.